Welcome to everyone who is watching us from all over the world. And today with you is Veronica Seban. I am the owner and founder of Elite Global Leadership Lab, a professional networking, public speaking, leadership, public relationships, and global events. Today, I have here with me for a branding session, Dr. Ihuaku Patricia Nweke from United Kingdom. And we have been on the stage of the Feminine Leadership Summit that I have been hosting recently. And Patricia is here with me and with you together to market here branding and to present as well to you and to the world here branding. Patricia, I would love to invite you to introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Veronica, for that awesome introduction. And it's a pleasure once again to be on your platform. So, as you said, my name is Ihuaku Patricia Nweke, and I call myself a serial social entrepreneur. And I have a number of businesses which span from social enterprise, focusing on families, and that's with my organization called See the Cube. And then I also have a business which focuses on fashion design and styling called I Collection. I have been a procurement professional for the past 19 years, almost 20 years. I'm M6 chartered qualified. I have worked with a number of UK government organizations, including Department for Food and Rural Affairs, Department for Transport, Ministry of Justice, the NHS, and also as a managing consultant, just to name a few. So at the moment, I am a consultant in procurement. And so these are the things that keep me busy, apart from my 3 children and my husband, of course.
Wow, congratulations. You're a
Thank you.
workaholic like me.
And I have to say, I need to add as well that a number of those businesses, especially the social enterprise and the fashion, have been awarded, have received awards, national awards, such as the National Diversity Awards. I was shortlisted in 2019, as well as several global awards that also includes fashion as well. And my fashion brand has been featured on Vogue.
Wow, congratulations with such imminent achievements, because it's really impressive. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then I would love to ask you, what are you considering as your hugest potential that you could change the lives of many people, or that you could also contribute to their life transformation?
Okay, so I would say very much my organization, See the Cube, is designed to help families and to help people to transform their lives in one way or the other. And it's very much about giving back. It's all the profits go back to the organization. And so See the Cube is built on 4 pillars, which is to heal, empower, bond, and connect. So healing is through counseling individuals, also coaching them, and just basically speaking to them and maybe partnering with qualified therapists to give them subsidized therapy if they can't afford it. For example, myself, for some reason, because probably it's my calling, a lot of people come to me for counseling. And I come across people who need counseling at really, really urgent and key times of their life. For instance, I've counseled 2 women in the past 2 years who were on the verge of suicide because their lives were, they didn't have any hope. They didn't have any help from anywhere. So I just came across them maybe on women's groups, and it was a cry for help. They're crying out saying, I'm about to take poison, or I bought a rope and I'm going to tie it around my neck and that's it, because everything is just terrible. So I've reached out to these women. I've counseled them personally. I've helped them, encouraged them. And they have testified that, it's like a light has been lived like it was like a light in the darkness, and they had so much hope. And I don't know what it is, whether there's some things that we don't understand, but I think spiritually there's also an impact. And one of the women lately, this was only last month, her husband had lost his job. They used their money to pay for their husband's mom's cancer treatment, and she died. And that was all the money they had. And they're based in Nigeria, by the way. And she had lost her job. The family was they just didn't have any income coming in. And she reached out to me. I spoke to her, and she said it was like a light has been lifted. No one had ever spoken to her like that before. I did send her some money as well to help her. And they cooked some soup, like rich soup. And she said that was the first time this year they were eating this, like something so nutritious, her and her children. Um, and then what happened the next day was her work called her back. And she started work again. And she received a bonus, a 5,000 naira bonus on top of her previous salary. So something in that intervention kind of activated a renewal, a kickstart in her life. And again, the other lady, I counseled her. She left an abusive marriage. Then we sent her some money to restart business, to start a business of secondhand clothing. So collected clothing in the UK, sent it back to her. She started reselling this. And then she was able to basically feed her children, stand on her own 2 feet. And we've paid rent for people for a year, things like that. We've done that. So that includes healing and also empowering. And then the other pillars, which are connecting, is that we have social events to connect people together, networking, and we also have bonding events like retreat events and things that bond the family and connect them not only within themselves but within their communities as well. So those are the pillars of what we do.
Wow, congratulations. It touched my heart deeply, and I do believe in dates, of the people, and the way how can we touch their heart and how can we transform their life, because that's what matters the most.
Yes.
And what is your vision? So, how far do you want to go from now until 5 years? And how many lives are you aiming to transform?
Okay, so I wrote a strategy actually, 5-year plan for Cedar Cube. And what I'd like to do is to touch 500 families in the next 5 years, to impact them one way or the other. And that would be reaching out through all these pillars that I talked about, but also thinking bigger as well, bringing more people into partnership with this vision. So if anybody is watching here and you think that this aligns with you, then please get in touch. But I'm looking for couple mentors, people who have successful marriages, because marriage has been something that has been very difficult for a lot of people for one reason or the other. It could be because of domestic abuse, it could be because of communication issues, it could be because people have entered into marriage um, without the right advice and without the right, with maybe a little bit of delusion because of what we see out there. There are no people to advise as to what to expect. We don't have elders anymore, because before, the way society was built is that it was very much like a village. So in the village, we have elders, we have people that we could go out to advise. It doesn't have to be our parents. It could be like an older auntie in the society. It could be an older uncle in the society. And there are certain things that are taboo in the community, right? Domestic abuse is a taboo. You're expected to treat your partner a certain way. There are certain things that a man is supposed to do. There are certain things that a woman is supposed to do, but we don't have that anymore. So I want to create these virtually because I believe in the institution of marriage, but if done wrong, it can go wrong, right? And it has gone wrong for many people, and it's left them hurt and left them disappointed because of the hurts that they face, right? So I would like to build that virtually. And I would also, I think there's a huge need for parenting mentors, especially where, for single mothers, where they end up bringing up the children by themselves is so difficult. I am not in that situation, but I know how difficult it is with a partner. I can't imagine how it is, doing it by oneself. But many women and men are in that situation, and that is through no choice of their own. It could be through widowhood, it could be through separation, divorce, or different things. So I want to build that where the children don't lose out because it's just one parent. For instance, boys need a male figure, a positive male role model around them. And if one is a single mother, I want to be able to support them by having a positive male role model around them. So I want to build that as a mentorship package within Cedar Cube. I want to also expand the Single Mothers Benevolent Fund. So those two women that I talked about come under the Single Mothers Benevolent Fund program. We've helped several other women through that program by sending them money, sending them clothes, paying for emergency medical bills, or paying for accommodation for 1 year. We've helped them in that way, and I want to bring in global partners who can finance this vision and help more people, more families, more single mothers out there to do this. And another thing I would like to solidify the structure of Cedar Cube by having in place other people on board. So at least two non-executive directors. It can be more if once we start growing further, but at least two good non-executive directors who are passionate about the vision, who want to give of themselves, who want to contribute to society through the family. And I don't think I added this before. The reason I'm so passionate about the family is because I feel that a lot of difficulties that society goes through, a lot of challenges, if it's addressed on the family level, then they would be non-existent. Like people end up to think that a relationship is abusive because that's what they've witnessed. People feel self-harm and go through mental health traumas because of what they've gone through in as a child. So if those things are addressed, we can build strong adults who become strong members of society and who create a stronger society as a whole. So that is my vision for the
Thank you
next 5
so
years.
much. It's very impressive, and
Thank you.
it touched my heart. And I want to mention something of a very huge value that you mentioned regarding single parents, because I am also a single parent. I have been going through a drastic and dramatic divorce.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's true. It's
Yes.
not easy to be a single parent, especially for women, because you have to be, or you have to become a father and a mom.
Yes.
So, which
Correct.
means that you are having two roles to fulfill two roles for your children, and also to do your best to be a role model for them. And it's not always easy.
That's right.
I have been there, so I have been going also through depression, because when
Right.
the life is changing, like you are faced with so many difficulties and confrontations. I was on the
Mm-hmm.
street with my daughter
Right. Right.
after the divorce, and
Yes.
yes, and
Sorry to
I
hear
am
that.
recognizing totally a such situation. If I am looking back in the time, more than 20 years ago, yeah, I was in that situation. I
Right.
was not the Veronica who I am today.
Right. I can imagine. Thank God for
Yes,
your life. I thank God for your life,
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's why I am also encouraging the single parents, moms and dads to be strong and to accept to be helped, because very often we don't accept to be helped. And that's exactly
Right.
what I was doing.
Yes.
I was always, seeking for solutions in my own. And thanks
Right.
God, I have been able to figure it
Great.
out. Yes, but not
Yes.
everyone has the strength of the character and mind. Psychologically seen, it's very hard to be
Yes.
on the street with a child.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
It's
and
difficult, and yeah, I know it's thank you for sharing. It couldn't have been easy, and um I don't know. I just thank God for somebody like you with the strength to persevere. But like you said, not everybody has that strength. Not everybody is able to do it. A lot of people break down in the process and they don't make it. So I mean, someone like you would be a great role model for single mothers to say that, this is possible. It's not impossible. You can actually make it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you for your story. But I believe that one story is it's not lost. It's for a purpose. And that purpose is to be a shining light to other people who are coming after you, who are going through, who are where you were, and to show them that it's possible to actually come through this. So, yeah, thank you for sharing.
regardless that we have been going through a such difficult time together with my daughter, because
Yeah,
she has been always at my side.
yeah,
I am always saying to her and mentioning, if you think about all the difficulties that we have faced together,
yes, yeah,
um, and when I am looking around many women that they have been in a such situation, they are still in depression.
yes,
They are not happy. Uh,
no,
they do have so many problems, and emotionally
absolutely.
seen they are damaged.
Yes,
Psychologically seen they are also damaged because of
that's right.
domestic violence, or because
Mm,
of unstable financial situation, or due many reasons and factors that are influencing the state of mind of the single parents.
mm,
And yes, if you are watching us and you are finding yourself in a such situation, so please find out the courage to connect with Patricia. Because those times when you are going through an unconscious depression, I have been there.
hmm.
I had an unconscious depression,
Wow.
not being aware because I am so strong.
Right, right, right.
Like psychologically, I am very strong, but my body wasn't able anymore to resist at that. Yeah, so that's
Wow.
why. So I have also experienced a heart attack.
Oh my goodness, I did not know this.
Yes, I have experienced
Oh,
in my 30s a heart attack. And again, because I am so strong psychologically,
right.
I
Yes,
I
yes.
stand up again. It hasn't been easy at all.
Right, right.
So, and
Yes.
being said that, I would love, Patricia, to ask you, what is your mission? So how do you want to empower so the single parents and to help them on their way to stand up, for their children, for their our mission as well in life.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it would be through those things. I mean, some people, when I first meet them, it's like they have immediate need. So it can be, it's like almost like an emergency, like a 999 or 911 if we're in the UK. So the emergency would be maybe they need immediate financial help, or they need just immediate psychological help, or emotional support. So that's how I help immediately and provide that emotional stability, somebody to talk to, somebody that doesn't know you or your family, a listening ear, basically, and an impartial ear, and also somebody who has life experience, word experience, and I provide and wisdom, and I provide that. So that's one way. That's the first way. And then the second way would be to addressing the practical needs. So the practical needs could be, oh my goodness, I'm homeless. I need somewhere to stay. Or we don't have any food to eat. We get that. And those would be the next steps, the practical help. So that's another way of helping them. And then a bit longer term would be a period of periodic coaching and counseling, touching base with them, finding out what are their skills, what are their passions, what are they good at, what are their gifts, and then trying to help them and to coach them towards doing something for themselves within their skill set and their giftings and talents. So that would be the next step, and that's a bit more sort of longer term, to be able to do something for themselves and their children within their skill set. And those are the three main ways of helping single mothers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that we are missing in generally in all the countries around the world, such organizations. And in the Netherlands, a few years ago, I have had a company in project management and project development where I have helped entrepreneurs like you and for someone. So I set up a non-profit organization that they had this similar mission like yours, but they are working together with the Ministry of Justice and with the municipalities, all the municipalities in the Netherlands, and with another institutional, organizations in the Netherlands, and with the government itself. Yeah. So that's why I am wondering, are you collaborating with the government or with few institutional organizations that it can help you maybe financially seen, that you could maybe apply for some funds?
Yes, so this is the key reason why I need, because in the UK, they're very regulatory. They regulate the receipt of funds, of fundings and grants and things like that. So that's why the structure is very important, to have other non-executive directors or trustees if I'm going to if it's going to be a charity, pure charity. But as a social enterprise, you are like, you're a charitable organization, but you're allowed to also make your own funds, albeit the funds actually go back to the organization. So in that structure, you have other non-executive directors. So that's why I'm looking for non-executive directors. But I've found it a little bit of a challenge because people are quite busy, and obviously it will be a commitment for them. It would be, their name would have to be in the company's house as directors, and they'll have all those accountabilities. So I'm working on this, and once that structure is in place, then we can go out and really apply for more government funds or more funds in general. But at the moment, to be honest, is very much that's why I call myself a philanthropist. Is a lot of it is self-funded, and a lot of it because I'm a businesswoman. I work on generating the funds, maybe through events, and then the money goes back to the organization. So I work on doing that, and I do fundraising, like public fundraising, as well. So it's a little bit harder. It is a little bit harder, but it's not going to be like this forever. And I anticipate that within a year or two, we would be in a place where we can generate more funds, get more grants, government grants and support, and have more impact. So I'm very proud that I've been able to achieve all these, without any government funding, without all that. And, how much more can be achieved with that kind of support? We can achieve 10 times more than what SEDACIB is doing right now. So I'm looking forward to the future because I know it's around the corner, and I really have 100% faith that this will happen probably within less than a year. We will be in that position.
Oh, congratulations, and I am
Thank
happy
you.
so that you can contribute to the life transformation of many parents and children, because the children, they are our future, and also our innovation, because they will be those who will innovate the world and also
Yes,
transform the world to the better. I would love also
absolutely.
to invite you to share your core values, and after that, then I will tell you something.
Okay. My core values, I would say, for me, is 100%. First and foremost, is integrity. Integrity. So within integrity comes honesty and truth and authenticity. And I want to be who I am. I'm an open book. Um, I treat others like the way I want to be treated. I believe I treat people fairly. And with integrity comes when you say you're going to do something or be somewhere, you do it. It might be painful. I might be tired or something, but I've made a promise, and um, I will um, I will deliver on the promise I made. So that integrity is number one, and honesty. In terms of basically telling people the truth, what I think, not lying, and that sometimes may not make me very popular because I'll tell people as it is. But on the other hand, you will know that you can come to me as a true friend or somebody you're going to get the truth from, and you will get that. You will definitely get that from me. You see, so it goes both ways, because when people are kind of lying to people and look at their position, and because of the person is a doctor or an MBE or His Royal Highness, or whatever it is, they feel I'm not going to treat them the same. I'm not going to say the truth. But I am somebody who, I remove all those things, like all those titles and all those things. We're all human. I will not be disrespectful. I will honor your position, your office. I will definitely do that because that's the way I want to be treated. But I will be honest. I will not look you in the face, and because you have a title, I will not be honest with you. I will definitely be honest with you. Um, and the other thing for me is basically authenticity. Like I said, being true to oneself, being true to who I am, and that goes with what is my inner calling, and not looking at the way other people do things because it might not fit with me or my template. I would say in that sense, a lot of people say I'm probably a pioneer because I set my own pace. I do my things the way I do. And people think, oh, I thought that was impossible for you to do that. I thought it was impossible for you to run 3 businesses and, do this and work and, all those things and have children and a husband. But I carve out my own niche, I carve out my own path, and I follow through in terms of myself, right? So that's one other value, authenticity as well. And then the other one would be just basically being humble, humility, um, because I feel no matter what position we are, we shouldn't look down on others. If you really speak to people, speak to different people in different positions of life, you'll find that it's not that one is less stupid or one is more clever than the other, but it's very much about circumstances. You know, it's very much about circumstances, and it's very much about exposure, what those people have been exposed to. Um, you know, the Bible called it time and chance. You know, there's a saying in Ecclesiastes said the race is not for the swiftest, the battle is not for the strongest, but time and chance happens to them all, and time and chance happens to all of us all. So it's time, the time that you're in, and the opportunities that you have that make you who you are. So no matter what position that I'm in, I pray that I just maintain humility in that, because also one can be high tomorrow, one today and down tomorrow. Life goes up and down. Life is a funny thing. There are people who have made millions and lost millions. For example, Simon Cowell made millions, and at some point in his life, after making millions, he had to go back to his parents' house and live. Okay, so this is life. This is what life is. No matter where we are, we need to be humble. Well, for me, I think is a key thing. We need to be humble and not feel that we are better than the next person.
Absolutely, I am totally agree. Patricia, we do have identical values, which I am sharing so profoundly from the bottom of my heart. And
Right.
based on those values, I am also building my life and my business too. I sometimes I think that I am pity and in sense of that I am like you, honest.
Right.
Many
Yes.
people are really struggling with that to accept that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I am saying, what I'm seeing, and this happened on the Feminine Leadership Summit as well. Like,
Yes.
yeah, because it has to be said what is the truth and what we are seeing. And I want us to, so related to your values, I want to mention something extremely important to me personally. Yeah,
Okay.
that
Okay.
not the positions and certificates in the society are identifying or defining, us as humans, but our
Yes.
personality, the way who we
Yes.
are, and our humility, and our
Yes.
deeds, our human deeds. How good are we for the people, for the society? That's what
Right.
matters to me. And
Okay.
not these certificates, awards. Yes, of course, knowledge is important. I'm not saying that it's not important, yeah, but that's not my priority. My
Right.
priority, so yes, are the vulnerability, compassion, empathy, and humility, and to contribute to the real transformation of life of thousands of people. Thank you
Right.
so much, Patricia, for sharing such profound values and
You're welcome.
significant values with us, which we are really missing today, because they are like a rare diamond, and we
Mm,
know it. They are like a
absolutely.
real rare diamond. And being said this, so before we are rounding up our branding session, I would love to ask you to share with us your purpose in life.
Okay. Funnily enough, my book that I'm about to pre-launch and hopefully very launch very, very soon is all about walking in your purpose, right? And I believe that purpose is not necessarily just one thing. We have several purposes, and our purposes can be um, we need to look into ourselves to find out what it is that we have, what we're born with, to realize what our purpose is. So that is our giftings. What are we gifted with? So for me, I had I have a gift in terms of I'm very creative and artistic. And I always, when I was younger, I always drew design and drew wedding dresses and different things. And if I go to a shop and I don't find something, or I don't find a necklace, because I imagine I want to wear this necklace with this outfit and I can't find it, I will buy the materials and make it myself, right? So
Wow.
that's me. Yeah, I've always been that creative. And thank God, one of my purposes, and I believe that our gifts and our talents, they're designed to bring joy to ourselves and to the world, you know. So that is me, that is my purpose in terms of my gifting. So my gifting is around creating clothes, fashion design, and thank God, one way that you can identify what your gifting is as well is that when you do it, you're usually elevated. So I found myself, I was featured in Vogue, and I featured in African Fashion Week London, Fashion Finest as well. When I I was brave enough to take my design to the next level, and I put myself out there, and I found that I was able to, people loved it, and I was featured in these platforms. Okay, so that's giftings. Well, we need to look at that. And then the other thing as well, another indicator of our purpose is our journey that we've gone through, especially the painful ones. And usually that purpose is the painful part is not just for ourselves, is to help others as well. So I believe that we all have a purpose of helping others emotionally in one way or the other through something that we've gone through. Because you cannot help somebody emotionally unless you really can identify, and you identify by actually experiencing. Because you can experience, you have a touch base with that pain that somebody else is going through. So that is one purpose. And I believe you, Veronica, you probably have a purpose within this experience that you talked about in terms of your divorce and the abusive relationship and all those things you experienced. And I see a book coming out of that experience. Maybe you haven't seen it yet, and I think you probably have to go through this whole global leadership thing first. But I believe that's something further down the line for you. So for me, that is a purpose, and for me, the purpose is what I'm doing with Cedar Cube to help other people with family restoration. And then there's another purpose which helps the others. And that other purpose, you see, everything in life we do has a purpose. So for me, um, the work I've been doing in procurement is helping my other purposes, because what it does is that it gives me a stable ground where I don't have to worry about money. So that because I'm not worrying about money, I'm focusing on those purposes for the right reason. So I'm focusing on Cedar Cube, even though it's good to make money, but not so much to make money, but to help people, help families. And I'm focusing on my fashion because I love it. It just makes me happy, right? So that's why I'm doing it. And it's if I'm doing something I love, automatically I will make money from it. So that the money will come anyway, but I'm doing it for the right reasons because I'm loving what I do. So my two primary purposes, like I said, is my passion, which is fashion, and also the helping other people, which is Cedar Cube. And procurement helps me fund the other things and helps me not to worry in terms of the primary needs that I and my family have, and helps me focus on those other two things.
Thank you so much for sharing your talents with me and with the world, because the purpose of our branding session is to bring up to the light your branding, and also to give more clarity to our audience who are watching us, and so that they can purchase maybe your fashion line from you,
Yes.
from your collection. Yes, and they might also apply for your counseling practice, and maybe
Yes.
people who are finding themselves in difficult family situations.
Yes.
And yes, the purpose, the main purpose of the Elite Global Leadership Club is to unite leaders together and to lead them to a better life path, to show them that they can become real leaders no matter in what situation they are, showing more compassion, more empathy, more love as well, and kindness to the world, because that's exactly what we do need all together. And I wanted also to mention, have you been thinking about maybe to approach Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, those brandings, that could contribute to your organization, city, uh, cider, I forgot, sorry,
Cedar
the
Cube,
City Cube, yeah.
Cedar Cube.
Yeah,
Um,
or like the football clubs and many another huge organizations and companies, because very often they are very interested, to sponsor organizations who are great for the society, who are contributing to the education and transformation of families.
okay. Well, this is where I need, um, I would say partners, global partners. And I did talk about skill sets the other day on the female leadership, summit the other day.
Summit, yeah.
Yes, and in as much as we are wonderful leaders in our own right, there's reason why there's so many other people around the world out there. There's 8.8 billion of us right now, and we can't know it all and we cannot do it all. So this is where I need people like yourself, people who are experts in PR, global leaders who can formulate as part of the directors, non-executive directors, to advise and to add value to the organization and the vision. So I have thought of some sponsorship, but to be honest, I have not thought of that big in terms of big brands like Coca-Cola and Fanta. So yeah, that's I would, I can look into that. But like I said, I've done I'm doing great by myself and what I'm doing, and I've got a small team of volunteers as well. But I need also global leader partners to help.
Mhm.
Um, and that would be fantastic to have that. So I'm happy to discuss this later on, Veronica, and how to go about this. Yeah.
Yes, so many people, or maybe they don't know it yet, but I am an expert in communication science, marketing science, branding, and business development. Yeah.
Wow.
So I am able to create a branding from the scratch, from nothing to create a branding. Yeah. And the brandings between them, they are working in this way, they are collaborating, just exchanging values. Yeah, what I want also to share with all of you, that in general the world, all the world, all the humanity, they are work together, sharing values or bringing values into each another lives, because only bringing values into each other lives we can grow and
Mm,
support each other. And I think that many people have to get this awareness in terms of what value can I bring, into your life. How
yes.
can I support you, or maybe your organization, or maybe through connections, because
Yeah.
this is I want to mention again, Elite Global Leadership Club. It's a professional global networking platform where we are uniting nations from all over the world and real leaders. So we are guiding you through the process to become a real leader and to show you the way how to grow. Thank you so much, Patricia, for being here with us and for sharing your gifts, because you are incredibly gifted and
Thank
talented.
you.
Yes, I'm
Thank
very,
you.
very happy having you here on the stage and to be connected with you.
No
And
worries.
now, yes, now sending blessings to all of you. Yes, you are asking, can I share about the event? Yes, sure, just share it.
Okay. Yeah, just to mention, and I know I focus very much in terms of City Cube and single mothers. However, our aim is it doesn't have to be as extreme in terms of somebody who is in dire need, dire financial need. Everybody needs some advice. Everybody needs some help and support. We don't know what we don't know, and there is always a better way of doing things, even though we think that we're in a good place. So this is why the Building the Excellent Family event was created 5 years ago in 2019, and is there to help families in the key areas of health and well-being, parenting, relationships, finance, and discovering their purpose, and also tapping in to the spirituality to help everything that they do. So this year will be the fifth year, and it will be the first in-person event for this conference, and it will be held at the iconic O2. So we're going big, Veronica. We're going big. We're going to the O2, in Greenwich.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And it will be at Gaucho in O2, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful venue. If you've ever been to the O2, and the actual place that we're having it is amazing. We have it for almost the whole day, from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and we will be touching on all those key areas. I've put together expert panels, and this is something I'm so grateful for. I've always had brilliant, brilliant speakers at the event. So I've got a panel of 4 experts in each area. So in health and well-being, I have fitness instructor, mindset coaches, for instance, parenting. I've got 2 families, right? So if anybody knows the Ben Sami family, there's an amazing mother of 5 children,
Wow.
single mother, 5 children. All the children, she's trained them to be speakers and authors. And they're influencers in their own right. So she is got so much to share. We've also got Professor Chris Imafidon, who is an expert in AI, who has also 5 children. All the children went to Oxford or Cambridge, and they took their GCSE exams. So normally you take GCSE exams at the age of 15. I think all of them took the GCSE exams before the age of 12.
Wow.
So he has twin children. One of them is a set of twins, and they passed 22. You're supposed to do, most people do 10 GCSEs. They did 22 GCSEs each and got grades A in all of them. So and he's a Guinness Book World Record holder. So this is somebody, that we can learn from. In the finance part, we've got Steve Obridge. So he proposes about 3 freedoms, the 3 freedoms, which are the financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. And he is an embodiment of these 3 things. So he'll be there, and he's a millionaire, but he lost it at some point as well. So he's going to be talking to us about that experience. So and many others in that forum. We've got a property developer. She's developing, and it's generational wealth because she's passing that knowledge. Her and her husband are passing that knowledge on to their children. We've got a spirituality and purpose. So we've got an MBE, an awesome lady called Cynthia Stroud. She will be talking. She is an award winner. She used to supply cakes to the Brit Awards, and now she has a charity that feeds. It's a ridiculous amount of people. I mean, they've only been open for 3 years. About 95,000 families they've fed,
Wow.
through this charity, and she's won several awards as well. And of course, MBA, the Queen's Awards. So all these people are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. You'll be fed. You will have food as well, drinks, great goodie bags, and the VIP tickets. We'll have a chance to have lunch with some of the speakers, and they have other gifts as well within the VIP. So they have 2-course lunch with the speakers. So everybody else has a lunch, but not a 2-course lunch. and they'll have wine and all those things, and they'll get a chance to ask questions and really, really, really get the knowledge from the speakers as much as they can. They'll also have 1 hour session with Cedar Cube as well, coaching or counseling, whichever one they prefer. So it's going to be a wonderful day. And the whole point of this event is actually planning for the next year. So it's not just an event, it's called Total Great Reset. So the theme for this year is Great Reset. And it will be planning for the next year. And the whole idea is to reset all the wrong paradigms, all the broken records that we've been replaying in our subconscious in all these areas, whether it be money, relationships, or other things. And the whole idea is to reset everything, and start again, start afresh. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Wow, congratulations. I will
Thank
do
you.
love to be there. So I will see, because on 7th and 18th of November I have to be there, but maybe I can arrange it, to have to flight tickets, for UK in
That would
one
be
month.
amazing. That would be amazing, absolutely. And you have a special place if you come, Veronica.
Oh, thank you so much. I will do love also to connect with all the people. I love so much what you are doing and that you are helping many families. I'm
Thank you.
also actually helping someone who who is facing the cancer. And
Oh, wow.
I am transferring money every single month for her medicines to help. It's also a single mom with 3 children.
Right.
Yes, and
That's amazing.
it's very hard, for the women in generally when they
Mm,
are a single parent to go through such hard situations,
yes.
especially dealing with cancer, because cancer it's something which is terrible.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
It's a continue fate, that she has to face, and it's not able to sleep and to eat normally. It's yeah, I don't even want to continue. So
Mm,
I think the best what we can do is just to contribute to support morally, psychologically, financially all these humans who are facing such difficult
difficult.
situations. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
I
I
would
want
also like
also
to,
to,
sorry,
sorry, yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to add as well. I mean, I know a lot of people cannot be in the event, but if you want to donate, you can, and it will go to the single mothers. It will go to people, and it doesn't have to be people that come through us only. For instance, the lady you suggested. Thank God you're doing it by yourself, which is amazing. But if anybody reaches out to us and say this person needs help, then we can dip into that fund and also help them. So feel free to donate, and that will go to our Single Mothers Benevolent Fund and other other concepts that we have as well.
Do you have a platform where the people can find you and that they can donate money for supporting another families and children?
Yes, yes. I have a platform. So if you go to www.cdcube.com, then you can reach out there. And I think whenever this goes live, I can give you all the links.
Mhm.
So you can also give money to paypal.me/cedacube.
We
So
will
you
add
can give
all the
me,
links afterwards, and the people
yes,
then can see all the platforms where they can approach you and support. So the families who are in real need, financial and psychological need. I want also to announce that I am in the preparations together with my team to organize an imminent and important event in the Netherlands, Amsterdam, for the Elite Global Leadership Club. So because we didn't celebrate it at the opening of the Elite Global Leadership Club, I started immediately with the building around the world, but not in the Netherlands. Yes, so I would love also to bring to the light the Elite Global Leadership Club here in the Netherlands, Amsterdam. And if you are interested to discover more about the Elite Global Leadership Club, the membership that I am offering to you, if you want to become a member and a real leader and to connect with people, like-minded people like you, business owners and leaders around the world, then you are welcome to connect. And especially if you are someone who wants to bring more value, in the another people's life. For now, blessings to everyone, and I want to thank you again one more time, dear Patricia, for being
Thank you.
here with us and for making us such incredibly and fantastic difference in the world, and
Thank you.
also being so a such wonderful human being, because you are
Oh,
a rare diamond in the
thank
world.
you. So are
Yes,
you.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Who can do many people, to love, because I know that there are many people who are in sadness,
Mhm.
in pain, and many people, maybe they don't have even money to eat. So
True.
consider that and be grateful for your journey, be grateful for your life, for your family members who you do have at your side, because it's important to appreciate everything what you want at this
Yes.
moment now in your life. Yep. Look from a perspective of gratitude. Yeah, show more gratitude, more compassion, and empathy and love. Thank you to all of you
Thank you.
again, and then we will see again each other.